John.
Good evening. It's October 22nd, 2025, Wednesday, and we're in Studio 4C tonight, and it's my pleasure and my distinct honor to be speaking with the humble hero, Mr. Humble hero, yeah. Mr. John J. Jeckovich. How you doing?
Very good, thank you.
You're looking well. Did you have a good dinner?
Oh, yeah.
I heard they had a band playing for you today.
Band?
A band playing today, or some musician.
Yeah, the woman was singing.
Fourth day of his son's birthday, he's still going on. Someone told me you were sipping tequila, is that true?
What?
Someone told me you were sipping tequila, is that true?
Come on, dude.
Come on, yeah, you're right. This guy never drank liquor in his life, so I just thought I'd get him going.
Yeah.
Your great-granddaughter, Amber Nicole, sent a hello to you. Your great-granddaughter, Amber Nicole Jeckovich.
Yeah, she's going to be back pretty soon, yeah.
Yeah, she's in a place called Little Switzerland, North Carolina. And went to an apple grove today, and they made beautiful apple pies.
Oh.
She's going to try to bring you back some. We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she says it's too cold for her there. She needs to get out of North Carolina.
Oh, yeah?
It's too cold for her. You know, she's a Florida baby. She wants it always warm every day, right? Do you want a coffee?
No, nothing. No, thanks.
Mr. Jeckovich was from Company H, the 2nd Battalion of the 291st Regiment of the 75th Infantry Division of the U.S. Army during World War II. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. Well, we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of text messages, and I don't know if today's the day to read them or address them, because we haven't read much of your book lately.
Yeah, you haven't?
No, we have to at least put 3 or 4 pages under our belt today. How many pages was that book?
849.
849. How many years did it take you to write it?
6 months.
6 months. I know you don't own a laptop or any type of computer, so you didn't have access to Google. Where did you get all this information? You have it so precise.
Yellow pages.
No, you wrote it on the yellow legal pad, but I'm saying, how did your mind remember all these?
It comes back to you.
It came back to you?
Yeah.
As you're writing, you remembered officers' names, your friends' names, cities, everything under the sun you remembered. It's so beautiful. So, anyways, Mr. Jeckovich's book is, he said, is 849 pages. We call it the big, beautiful book. We read it once already in its entirety. Now we're second time around. We're on page 306, chapter 12, and this is when they're right in the middle of war. And this is called Snow Bunkers and Pantsers.
Oh, boy.
And that's where we are right now. But before I start reading your book, how much is your book?
No, it's not for sale.
This book is not for sale. You can't buy it anywhere. It's certainly not about money. Mr. Jeckovich is okay in that department. The book was written for the sole purpose of giving the younger generation like a roadmap to their life, a simpler and more wholesome life with emphasis on wholesome. Back staff?
Yeah.
Could you move this, please? It's on Mr. Jeckovich.
Okay.
It's hitting him head on, and I don't want that to happen. No, don't put it on Mr. Jeckovich. Thank you. So the book was written for the sole purpose of giving the younger generation a better idea how to run a simpler life, and with emphasis on a wholesome life.
Yeah.
Some of the excerpts I pulled out of the book, I'll just highlight maybe 10 or 15. This is what Mr. Jeckovich says. I'd like for them to know about hand-me-down clothes, homemade ice cream, and leftover meatloaf sandwiches. Did you have leftovers all the time?
Yeah.
You were just used to it, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Jeckovich was born on October 17th, 1925, went right through the Great Depression, then he rolled right into the biggest war of all times, World War II. He further says, I hope you learn humility by being humiliated and honesty by being cheated. Okay. Is the videos working right?
Yeah,
Because I'm hearing static.
it's okay.
Okay. I hope you learn humility by being humiliated and honesty by being cheated. I hope you learn to make your own bed, mow the lawn, and wash the car. And here's the very important one. This will destroy a kid. This will destroy mostly a male. I hope no one gives you a brand new car when you turn 16. That's a bad thing to do. Let those teenage boys cut grass, mow lawns, work at a coffee shop, and let them save a few $1,000. They'll feel much better about themselves than having mom and dad buy them a new car at 16. Don't do it. It'll be horrible in the long run. Don't do it. It'd be good at least once you see puppies being born and your old dog put to sleep, yeah. I hope you get a black eye fighting for something you believe in. Let's see. I hope you have to walk uphill to school with your friends, but you live in a safe town. You did a lot of walking as a boy.
Yeah.
You went from 3063 Orleans Avenue to Niagara Falls High School.
Well, then trot.
Then from Niagara Falls to where high school?
Yeah.
What was the next school you went?
Trot.
Trot Vocational. And then from there, you left Trot and you walked all the way across the town to Fall Street. Where'd you go?
Friskies.
SS Kresge. And what did you, there was a treat waiting for you at the other end, because your mother was a cook there, right?
Yeah.
Your mother's always had, after your 10 or 15 mile hikes on a daily basis, your mother always had a nice lunch for you.
Yeah.
Did your mother set it right up on the snack bar?
I slept down in the basement.
She says, eat in the basement. But she was a good meal though, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you ever complain to your mother, I don't want to walk anymore? Did you ever say, I don't want to walk?
No, I never said that.
Did you ever say, I need a taxi?
No.
No. One of the reasons why they call this the best generation of all time, they just do it. They just do it. There's no nonsense in between. If you want a slingshot, I hope your dad teaches you how to make one instead of buying one. Tell us about your slingshot when you're a boy.
And a 2x4, a nail on the bottom, rubber bands from the car tire, and a little switch at the front. It didn't have velocity.
No velocity, so
No.
it wouldn't leave a welt on you?
Yeah.
So the rubber band you got, back then, there was no tubeless tires, they all had tubes.
Yeah.
So an old tube from a gas station, you cut it up with your knife,
Yeah.
and you made that to be your weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was mostly kids played with it, right?
Yeah.
I hope you learn to dig in the dirt and read books. When you learn to use computers, I hope you still learn to do math in your head. You had a very unusual book reading experience as a boy. Tell us about your Book of the Month Club.
Yeah, but they give you a book every month, and you read it, and if you don't accept it, you set it back.
And your mother, you'd have to beat to your mailbox so your mother didn't see the book. Right?
Because I was spending too much money on
Spending
books.
too much money. What kind of books did you buy?
War books, philosophy books, English books, psychology books.
All educational.
Yeah.
So you beat your mother to the mailbox, you got the book, and I imagine you had to hide it. Where'd you hide the book?
Underneath the bed.
And then you couldn't read the book in the living room because your mother was against that. What mother today wouldn't just love their kid to be reading books? Oh my God. Get off that damn computer and read a book. Oh my God. Would that be a dream come true for most parents? I think so. So where would you read the book?
In the garage or the cellar.
So in the garage during the summer.
Yeah.
And if it was snowing, where would you read it? In the basement?
Yeah, where it was warmer, yeah.
That's an interesting story. Wow. Let's see. Here's another important one I pulled out. I don't care if you try a beer once, but I hope you don't like it. And if a friend offers you drugs, I hope you realize they're not your friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you make time to sit on the porch with your grandparents and go fishing with your uncle. May you feel sorrow at a funeral and joy during the holidays. I hope your mother punishes you for breaking the neighbor's window with a baseball and hugs and kisses you at Christmas when you give her a plaster mold of your hand. These are the things I wish for you. Tough times and disappointment, hard work and happiness. To me, it's the only way to appreciate life, right?
Right.
It's got to have the tough times. Without that, you're not going to know good. So here we are. I'm going to pick up. I'm going to try to put 3 or 4 pages under our belt. You're on the front lines right now in the Battle of Bulge. There's 4 or 5 pages behind us. There was a lot of action. So we'll see what we have now. Page 306. By the way, Mr. Jeckovich's book is not for sale. It's not about money, but you can listen to the entirety of his book by going to his YouTube. I think he's got like 600 or 700 YouTube videos. And we started on page 1. We took it to the 843. Then we brought it again from page 1, and we're in 306. It's a very interesting book about his life and the war and his career after the war. Do you want me to read these few pages, or do you want to read them?
No, go ahead, read a few pages. Go ahead.
Okay. I was shocked and dismayed at finding them in such a condition. They were the innocent victims of ruthless and merciless war that was thrust upon them without their knowledge. Sullivan and the rest of the squad were okay and returned to the gun to prepare for the German counterattack, which would eventually occur. Soon it would be dark, and we did not know what to expect. So most of the fighting was at dark, right?
Yeah.
We stocked the emplacement with many boxes of ammo as we could, leaving room for the gun crew. So these are big wooden crates of ammo, right?
Yeah.
And that heavy machine gun goes through thousands of rounds quickly. So if you run out, you're pretty much screwed. Here we go. We stocked the emplacement with as many boxes of ammo as we could, still leaving room for the gun crew. Lester and Koch retrieved more ammo from the trailer in the rear and brought up some Kmart rations, fresh supply of water. They told us that Post had survived the bombardment and was holed up in one of the cellars in town, in a short distance from the rear of us. We then settled down for a long night ahead of us. How was Post? Was he a good soldier?
No. He's voted, yeah.
But Post brought all your supplies, right?
Yeah. He was faithful.
He was faithful, but he wasn't a fighter.
No.
So it says here, you're on the front line in a foxhole at 20 below, and he's in the basement of some house, waiting it out. The platoon of engineers from the paratroop company were busy laying mines on the road and side banks to our front. They cautioned us not to wander around too much, as they were laying some anti-personnel mines, bouncing Betsy's. What's an anti-personnel mine?
It comes up to the forehead and explodes.
It's called bouncing Betsy's?
Yeah.
Wow. Before they left, they gave us a box of flares and a flare pistol, which indicated to me that we're in for another busy night.
Yeah.
What'd you use the flare pistols for?
For light.
You shoot them over the Nazis'
Yeah,
heads,
signals.
and then it lights up where they are, and then you load on them. Can I have a minute check, please?
Yeah.
So how often did you use the flare pistol?
When you needed it.
Didn't that give your destination away too?
Well, you had to take a chance on that. You had to know where you were.
Is there a minute count?
Yeah, stand by.
I checked the rest of the squad and helped them pile more logs and sod on the top of their holes. I told them to stay alert and not to sleep until their buddy in the next hole was up. Lake was the assistant gunner. Ammo bearer would be the alternate on the gun.
14 minutes.
Sleeping in spurts with one ear always cocked for strange noises. You always listen for strange noises, right?
Say again?
With one ear cocked for strange noises.
Yeah.
So you always listen to strange noises, right?
Yeah.
The one thing that really bothered me was that we did not have any communications with the CP. What's the CP?
Command post.
Command post. So we had no communications at all.
Yeah. Well, they lost the wire.
Wow. No one bothered to string a phone line out to our gun, and I felt that we're out here alone. Wow. Would you like a coffee?
No, no, no.
It had grown dark and started to snow again. Our rear units had retrieved most of our dead. Where'd you put the dead?
Well, the mortuary squad picked them up.
And where'd
They
they
picked them up
mortuary?
right away, took them to the aid station.
Oh, okay. So there was a full-blown mortuary squad.
Yeah,
That wouldn't have been a good job.
yeah.
How many people worked the mortuary squad?
About 10, 15.
Wow. Wow. I didn't know that. Wow. Our rear units had retrieved most of the dead, and wounded were evacuated to the rear. The German dead still lying there where they had fallen. So the Nazis didn't have a mortuary squad.
No,
They just
they should have left them.
just left them. Their bodies already bloated and ashen in color. The wounded were taken as prisoners of war and evacuated under a guard to our rear. The SS said they had no time for prisoners. So the SS, if you surrendered, the SS would just say, I'm just going to kill you.
Yeah.
We don't have time, right?
And they don't want to bother. They don't want to bother with you.
So you didn't want to be ever captured, right?
No.
No. I had changed my socks, but this constant confinement in this cramped quarters was cutting my circulation down. You still have frostbite today.
Yeah, right here, yeah.
What's the pain level?
7,
What's the highest?
7.
So for 80 years, no break.
Yeah.
80 years, high pain level. Wow. All that is from the Battle of Bulge, you know, the coldest winter record in the Ardennes forest. Wow. The German dead were still lying where they'd fallen, their bodies already bloated, ashen in color. The wounded were taken as prisoners of war and evacuated under a guard to our rear. So you take the German prisoners, but the SS wouldn't take American prisoners.
Yeah.
Too much work.
They
just
shoot
kill.
them. They shoot them right there.
I had changed my socks, but this constant confinement in cramped quarters were cutting my circulation down. I was concerned about frostbite in my legs and feet. If we could only get somewhere warm, I knew I'd feel much better. I am sure everyone else on the line thought the same way. I realized we're in a defensive position, but little respite from the cold and the confinement would help immensely. So during that war, month after month, you just stayed outside.
Yeah.
You never found a warm spot.
No, either a bar someplace.
A barn would be like a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Get into the hay. It's still a cold barn, but it's a lot better than 25 below
Yeah.
with wind. A guest corpse wanted a firm line of defense. We were just that, and no amount of wishing was going to change it for us. We had eaten another K ration and washed it down with a mouthful of water from our canteens.
10 minutes.
Leip was getting jittery. Leip's getting jittery now, right?
Yeah.
And I tried to talk to see if I could calm him down. After a while, I realized that he was scared, and no amount of talking would rid him of the fear. Yeah, that's the problem. That fear, boy. I was scared too. But the responsibility of 12 men's welfare put a different perspective on it. I was more concerned that we were spread so thinly and had no way. Could you shut that off, please? And we have no way of communicating our plight if we should happen to get into trouble. So we had no communications at all.
No, I lost the wire.
You and your guys.
Yeah.
I looked back at the rest of the squad, and I was thankful for the 2 ammo barrels, plus Lester and Huber. They would not let me down. If they could help it, and I was grateful for that. Suddenly, there was a puff of mortars coming in, and we ducked into the bunkers, just barely looking out to see if there were any infantry closing in on us. So they'd send the mortars, and then they'd send the foot soldiers after you. The mortars were landing all around us, and I motioned to Lake to get the gun and open fire when he saw something. There was no movement at the front. The mortar fire increased in intensity, and they were joined by the distinct 88s, which meant only one thing: tanks. So now you know the tanks are coming at you.
Yeah, that's it.
Once the tanks come, the Panzers, that's it, right?
Yeah.
You're done.
Yeah.
I got a knot in the pit of my stomach, and it felt worse. I did not have a line out here. I thought I heard a telltale sign of threads squeaking along the noise and the furor of the mortars in the 88s. I listened intently. Sure enough, there were tanks approaching my position. Did you have anything that would knock down a tank?
A bazooka.
Did you have bazookas with you?
Yeah.
Wow. Here they come. The Panzers are tough tanks, too.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on a second. Sure enough, there are tanks approaching our position. Wow. I fired a flare, and it gently arched 20 yards to the front. But then a burst into a intense light. So the flare would go off like a rocket, and then when it got to its destination, it would like light up the place, right?
Yeah.
Wow. It then burst into an intense light, and there it was, Mark V's, lumbering slowly up the road. I grasped Lance's shoulder, signaling him not to fire and give our position away. So if Lake would fire, the tanks would know exactly where you are and annihilate you, right?
Yeah.
And that would be it. There would be infantry behind the tanks, waiting to reach our position, and then hammer us with grenades and rifle power. So following the tanks were thousands of Nazis.
Yeah.
And the tanks would get you, and then the infantry would swarm in on you.
Pick you off.
Pick you off. There were infantry behind the tanks, SS infantry behind the tanks, waiting to reach our position and then hammer us with grenades and rifle fire. Wow. The flare went out and there was a complete darkness once again. I heard the tank more distinctly now, wondering where, when, if ever, it would hit one of the mines in the frozen earth. So we got mines for the tanks.
Yeah.
What if it did not? And it just overran us with hordes of infantry behind. They would surely obliterate us as we hunkered down in our holes, reluctant to leave for fear of being hit by the mortars or the 88s. Well, the mortars of 88s. I could just make out the silhouette of a Mark V in the darkness, 150 yards ahead and still moving ever slowly, like closing the gap between us ever so quickly. So that's pretty close.
Yeah.
150 yards moving towards.
He got the range.
They got the range to blow up the holes.
Yeah.
Leif glanced at me, and I did not realize the presence of the approaching tank, and acted as if he was about to relay our position to me. I put my hand around his shoulder and whispered, "Steady, hold your fire." The gunner on the right surely must have understood our predicament, for he too was holding the fire. So he must have understood. Suddenly there was a loud, thunderous clash. The Mark IV had hit one of our mines. I shot up a flare in its direction. As it floated gently in the snow-covered ground, I could see scores of infantry scamper in every direction away from the stricken tank. I yelled to Leip, "Now, open fire!" And instantaneously, both guns opened up on the fleeing Germans. I could see tracers from our guns ricocheting off the hull of the tank, but most of the sounds were finding from their mark in the unprotected infantry. There were screams of pain as the .30 calibers dug in to the flesh with deadly destructive damage. The anti-personnel mines set along the sides of the road were being set off as the fleeing infantry stepped on them. So without those mines that you guys set, you might have been in big trouble.
Yeah.
Leip was raking the area, firing profusely, and being extravagant with the limited supply of ammunition we had. So Leip was just shooting like hell.
Yeah.
He could empty out your supply.
Yeah.
And that would be bad. I also greatly concerned about having our position spotted and being on the receiving end of a barrage of 88s and mortars. The burning tank was blocking the width of the road. Any succeeding tank would have to find a way around it. The narrow road had a slight shoulder on each side and then tapered off into a deep ditch on each side. Minutes, please. Couldn't another tank just push that burning tank out of the way?
Oh, yeah.
2.5.
I told Leip to cease firing and to listen if there were any more tanks approaching. In the distance, I heard the distinct clanking of their threads as they maneuvered the deep snow and icy-crusted dirt road. I was frustrated that I did not have a phone to relay our situation, but no matter, we were here to stay, one way or another. Wow. The intensity of the German artillery and the mortar barrage increased dramatically, which only signaled one thing: Germans were mounting a full-scale attack on our position. I spotted more infantry moving in our position. Leip opened up on them, dispersing them into ditches. If we only had communications, we could have our 81mm mortars lay in on them and eliminate half the problem.
Yeah.
So you had no way to communicate.
Well, I lost the wire.
You were there by yourself.
Yeah.
Minutes.
1.
That was very bad. You had no
Yeah.
way to communicate to your guys to send some mortars out.
Yeah.
So you were there with machine guns with thousands of more Nazi soldiers to deal with.
They're coming up.
And you didn't have much ammo left.
Yeah.
And the weather was unbelievably cold.
Yeah.
Dark at night, 20, 30 below. And Leip was just shooting like a madman because he was scared, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh?
Wow. That was a bad time.
Minutes?
30.
Yeah.
Wow, that was one hell of a battle of the Bulge. We'll read the rest tomorrow.
Okay.
Because at 20 seconds the studio's time ends here. And we only have 30 minutes, but we'll do 30 minutes tomorrow.
Yeah.
What do you want to do now,
Huh?
Mr. Jeckovich?
Huh?
What do you want to do now?
But put Trump back on.
Put Trump back on?
Yeah.
Okay, is the studio time expired?
Yeah, we'll pick this up again tomorrow.
Well, it was getting really dangerous.
Wow.